Hello, welcome back to Virtual Laser Cutter Craft. I'm Meg Miller, an Adult Services Librarian here at Pflugerville Public Library. For this month's craft, we'll be using the material wood. We're using these 1/8" Baltic birch plywood sheets. And for this month's craft, we'll be making a little elephant phone stand and organizer. For those folks local to us who have registered for the program, you'll be able to come and pick up your little supply bag. This is a great one. It's just a little bit in a sandwich bag. So you'll get your wooden laser cut pieces, 2 paint brushes, and 3 paint colors. We gave you a black, a white, and a little bit of pink. Let's get started.
Here I'm using the focusing billet to set the distance between the wood and the lens. It's one of the most important parts of setting up the cuts. For this material, I need more power to cut through, so I'm using 80 to 90% power and only 50% speed on the Muse laser and getting through on the first pass. The Hobby series here is our older machine, and so it needs a second pass with those settings to cut all the way through.
So we're ready to put this craft together. I will say that when you get these, when you open this bag, be aware you're probably going to get a pretty heavy wood smoke smell, kind of like a campfire, that these pieces were cut. So we've got our 5 pieces, 2 elephants, 2 side pieces, and 1 bottom piece. I've got my 2 paint brushes, 1 for detail, 1 for coverage. And then I've got my paints. Since most elephants are kind of a grayish color, but I wanted to be able to give you just black to be able to make some accents, maybe some white if you'd like, and a little bit of pink for accents as well. We're actually going to mix our own gray. So I've got just a paper plate here, and I am going to open my paint pot here, being careful because it's very likely I overfilled it somewhat. And I'm just going to empty out all the white paint I can onto my paper plate. Oops. Accidentally got my black paint pot in there just a little bit. It's alright, try and get what's off the lid. If you want to do a white accent of some kind at some part of this, then you'll definitely want to leave a little bit in your paint pot for that. Like I do want to do some black accents. So I'm not going to take quite as much of the black paint. I decided to use this for the black paint. Most of it, I'm just going to pour it right into. Just gonna mix it together to get that good elephant gray color. Oh, that's working out beautifully. Now we are not providing you any glue for this craft. When I made the first example, I actually just painted each of my pieces and then added a little bit of paint once I got them put together, and that really seemed to kind of seal it together. Although I may want to, pull it apart. Maybe something that you'd want to have the ability to remove pieces of and put back together, or put it away for a little bit. So with my big brush, I'm really just going across my elephant here, kind of getting coverage. I'm going to do this on both sides. I am going to get a little bit of paint on my fingers. And I think for the magic of video, we'll go ahead and speed up this painting process. So you can kind of just see as I go along. I am also going to want to paint the edges of my wooden pieces all the way around. And if I get paint into the holes where it's going to fit together, that's not a problem. Like I said, that paint's actually going to help us have our elephant pieces hold together. Okay, so now we've got all of our pieces kind of a light thin coat of gray covering, and now I'm going to go ahead and put our pieces together, and then I'm going to use this last little bit of gray paint here to give a coat around the outside again, and that, like I said, will help keep our pieces together. So our two elephants are going to be our outside edges here. Put some gray paint onto mine. And we've got our bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and slide the bottom in first. This guy has the notches on the outside of the tabs. And so I'm going to fit those two tabs right there in the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and take one of my sides and fit the tabs in to the back side edge. Go, and I'm going to take my other front side and slide him into the tabs in the front. Here he goes. And now our second elephant will go right on top. A little bit of extra paint there. And so I'm just going to fit each of my tabs into this top elephant here. Alright, so now my elephant pieces are together. It will basically stay like this, pretty decent. But like I said, we add a little bit more paint to it, and that really is going to help those pieces fit together even nicer. So I'm just going to give another coat lightly across my little elephant guy here. Let's rescue that paint from the table. Make sure we got him. Do a little on the back here. Really paying close attention to these edges and corners where the wood space is. That paint's going to fill right in and help keep it together. Top there, along the bottom. I'm going to make sure that I'm also going in the front in between the two trunks. If you'd prefer, you can use some glue to glue your pieces together. I would recommend probably doing that before painting and then allowing some time for the glue to dry, giving it a little sand down to remove the glue edges or any glue that seeps through, and then painting. There we go. A little bit of wood showing through right there and right here. Edge. Sit them up. Even go down in. Paint through the edges. And you've definitely got a little bit more space between the front and back down inside the elephant. You can kind of see through right there. And once you've got all that paint used up as you feel that you want, you're going to want to give them just a little bit to dry, and then you'll be able to add accents with pink and black. Okay, so we've given our elephant a little bit of time to dry, and now I'm ready to do some of the details on him. Just going to fold over my little bit of tablecloth here. Probably at home I would use like a plastic bag or something like that. I've got black and I've got pink. I think for this guy I really liked, I'm just going to do 2 little half circles, one towards the front and one right next to it, with both of his feet. Next to it, I'm going to put a little bit of black inside the eye, just to give a little bit, and a little bit of lashes. A little bit of lashes, and a little mouth down here. And then for the pink, I'll put a little bit right on top of his trunk, maybe a smidge down at the mouth. And for this one, right here where one of my tabs is, I'm going to go ahead and put a little bow. Here we are, and I've got my little elephant phone stand, and once this dries I can use it to set my phone up on the desk, put some pens, maybe my paintbrushes, some little extras in there. And that was cut with our laser cutter. We hope you enjoy.